Hello artists, long time no see. Welcome to the RCA yearly work in progress show video. So the RCA right now, they have a work in progress show going on. You can view it online until I think the 4th of February, something like that. I will put the link in the description. Quick update from me, I am actually currently at the Raw Drawing School doing the drawing intensive. So expect some more Raw Drawing School content coming forward as I prepare for my portfolio submission in April. I will also do a review of the drawing intensive and the courses that I did, because I'm doing 3 courses on the drawing intensive. And I have also recently prepared my first limited edition set of 10 fine art prints. So I will go through the process of how I got the prints done, how I found a good company, and so on. So content is coming. I'm not going to be going dry for another 3 months. So this year I decided to do 10 paintings because last year I did artists. I think paintings covers a wider range of work. So here are my top 10 paintings from the Work in Progress show 2022. We're going to start off colorful, and the first artist I am looking at is Yuxiao Wang, whose work is about personal experience and the subconscious. The artist statement says, "The feeling of the moment when I see an object soon may be forgotten, but the experience stays in consciousness and shows itself when it is created. Maybe over time, I have forgotten the shape of my sadness or why I feel overwhelmed, but in the following paintings, these will be hidden on the canvas." I kind of really like this, the line, "I have forgotten the shape of my sadness." I feel like this is a very poetic line. But goldfish, the goldfish with the blue, the aqua kind of blue face in the background, that blue and orange complementary color scheme. Really like that. And also the brushwork, if you have a look at the really bright yellowy green with those darker kind of, I like the painting. Very nice painting. Next up we have Alexis Soul-Gray, who actually did the drawing year, so she's a Raw Drawing School graduate. Please let me in. Her work is about speculative questioning about the memorial, nostalgia, and commemoration, brings together a conjecture of imagery taken from public archival materials and memory. Through painting, collage, assemblage, and printmaking, I explore ideas of nurture, dereliction, and the mother archetype in relation to trauma. I think this painting is a clear demonstration of good drawing skills. There's a really nice kind of contrast between that 3D aspect and also the line aspect. My favorite bit is that little wing coming out the front of the figure's forehead. So next we have Xiaochi Dong. I'm not going to go through the artist statements of every painting, just because some people's artist statements were a bit more generic and might not so much relate to some of the specific work maybe that they displayed. But this one is just, I think it's a very good, once again, coming from the perspective of drawing. I was actually trying to work out what media it was because it said mixed media. I have no idea, but it has a really nice soft finish. And I just really enjoy that composition and the contrasting geometrical shapes. Next artist we have Jiwon Cha, looking at the definition of nature, the relationship between humans and what nature is and how nature kind of responds to us and what we do to it. For this one, I got big kind of gaming vibes. For me, this kind of composition, for me, it has quite map-like qualities, but in particular for me, this kind of, I don't know, gaming-like vibes. Yeah, that's my amazing analysis of that painting. Next we have Mingkai He, who has this really nice interior piece, this architectural piece here. You have this, for me, I absolutely love the contrast between the pale white wall and then this kind of wallpaper texture. Also another fantastic example of good drawing skills. So the next painting, which is going to be at the top as one of my favorites, I have to say, is Katie Tomlinson's work. Her artist statement says, "Tomlinson's paintings appeal to the united experiences of woman, giving visual form to encounters, observations, and memories from her own life experience. Although playful and humorous at first glance, the work unfolds to reveal a dark and troubling undertones, loaded with complex questions and narratives. Exploring vulnerability, emotional dependency, and power structures associated with patriarchy, Tomlinson's paintings penetrate our optical field with charged messages in work that is unequivocally present and demands our engagement. But yeah, you know me, I showed 2 paintings because I really like bold, painterly, colorful works. I'm very simple when it comes to the kinds of paintings I like. So yeah, I guess if you ever want to get featured on the channel, just throw color and good textures. Next up, we have Yujie Li, who I labeled this cozy winter gloves one because for me, this artist has very, very, very good control of paint. To be able to, I guess, control those kinds of subtle textures, but then still create form with it is something that I try and look at in my own work, and I know how difficult it is to do. But I also love the warm yellow background, but alongside how the whole composition kind of flows from, I guess, one side of the canvas to the other, and this kind of tree-like composition, well, that is probably a tree, but very nice, very nice. I like it. Next up, we have Miyeon Yi, who says, "My painting depicts small events in one's gallery. The composed image contains collected objects and one's obsession towards certain objects, example the phone. Division of spaces within the space and the flattening of depth plays an important role to convey the story of daily events. I think of it as a cinematic or theatrical staging. Each space may or may not be the same time. Sometimes the painting shows a memory of space rather than a person." There is a very, very particular part of a painting that I absolutely love, and that is this bit with the cat and the soft kind of yellow lighting in the background. I just really enjoy the atmosphere of that, in particular that half of the painting. But I think it also works because you've got that cold foreground versus that warm background. Probably adds to it, but good job with that depiction of light. Next up, we have Nina Ogden. "Working for many years in film and television as a scenic artist leaves me questioning where the truth of what we see really lies. Theories such as simulation and the hyperreal propose a conflicting dynamic between notions of the artificial and the real, and I am exploring these possibilities through images constructed both digitally and painted in oils." Wait, someone has a digital process and an oil painting process. That is very familiar to myself. But I thought this was a fantastic painting with all of the swans kind of combined with what seems to be some form of maybe metaverse or digital reality with all of these wires / abstract shapes. But I feel like the lighting as well also feels quite artificial in a sense. So yeah, I really like this painting. Finally, we have Haoqi Xiong. Forgive me if I am like slaughtering names as we go along, but I tend to not be too bad at pronouncing Chinese names, except with Chinese names there are tones which I usually don't know. But this artist says the relationship between a virtual experience and a real experience, which can be a game or a film and television and other people's words. Think and create around your own feedback. Thinking and creating around your own feedback on these virtual experiences. I particularly like these works just because from a painting perspective, this is a very, very good kind of understanding of tone, painting in this painting, I guess, with a very limited palette, controlling it very well. And in particular, I liked this studio shot of these smaller pieces on the wall. They just very juicy paintings. I don't know if it's appropriate for me to call a painting juicy, but I just did. But of course, I could not help but putting a few bonus works in, so I'm just going to go quickly through these. First of all is Yuxiao Wang. There's always, I feel like, a good subtle abstract painter at the RCA every year. So this one here is my favorite from the subtle abstract painters. I don't know, I kind of got this 3-finger idea or hedges, but yeah, really like this piece. And of course, the star of the show, Monkey. I don't need any explanation to why I like this one. Caroline Perkins is the artist. Monkey. Finally, I really like the way Santiago Evans here has used the canvas or paper presentation. Very, very nice, and another example of what I would call a juicy painting. But I hope you have enjoyed the work in progress show paintings that I have shown this year. Please go and visit the work in progress show. I've only featured works from the painting department. There's also animation, visual communication, and many other kind of students' work you can have a look at depending on what your own interests are. It is up for a limited amount of time, I believe, so make sure you go and visit that website. It's just gone up and it will be going down in February, I believe. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do leave a comment to say which works you enjoyed, and here is my awkward goodbye.